सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। From verses 25 to 31, Krishna is moving to the standard topic of what is the path and where do you reach. There's a standard path you will find in every chapter. Every chapter will have these two things. What is the way and the path and the destination. So that's what he is giving here now. Verse 25 and 26, which we saw earlier. Verse 25, he gave the method. 26, for those who do not fit into 25, come to 26. 25 is the path. Preparation. You prepare yourself well. Then after preparing yourself, you move to Karma Bhakti Jnanam. Then Uparati, Dharana, Dhyana. Through that, you realize. This is the standard path. Maybe referring that in different words in different contexts. That's about it. But essentially, it's the same thing. Preparatory practice. Then you take to the path. Karma Bhakti Jnana. You reach a state of renunciation. Uparati, and then you practice dharana, dhyana, reach to samadhi. This is a standard one. Now, only thing here he is giving is an interesting part, is that verse 26. 25 is standard one. 26 is a very interesting twist he gives to the whole story. He says, even those who are not capable of practicing 25, they can also realize. A very positive note. Anyetu. Again, yet. Means, he says, those others who are not capable, who do not practice verse 25, what happens to those people? He says, even they can. Even they also. They too cross beyond death. They also reach, he says. Settled. Even those who cannot do, meaning those who are not capable of having a deliberated effort. See, they just take guidance and do their work. Right? That is 25. 26 is for those people who cannot do themselves. They don't have the capacity to do the above, meaning they cannot think on their own. What happens to those people? He says, they too cross beyond death. How? Very interestingly, he says the same thing in both lines. You see carefully, yet others, not knowing thus, worship the Supreme, having heard from others. Right? And they too cross beyond death. taking refuge in what they have heard. So the entire axis is where? In this verse. Listening. Just listen. Nothing. That's the impossible thing for us to do. Meditation is easy for us. The meditation anybody can do, sir. The easiest thing to do in life is meditate. Listening to another person is not a possibility for us. But Krishna says, those who cannot do that, do this. Obviously, that means what? It's like in those days we used to say, no, those who cannot do CA will do ICWA. You heard this? Earlier, those who cannot do. Like if you cannot go abroad and study, join IIT. Like that. That means what? One step below, no? Understood that is. It's so clearly he says, yet others means those who cannot. There is an implication in that word. Anyetu. Others too. Yet in the entire scriptural literature, these are few words which will be making a lot of difference. See, this subtle ideas. That is why we need somebody to decode. Otherwise, we'll think, few people do like this, few people do like this, few people do like this. It's not that way, please. It's not on same level. He says, those who cannot do this, do this. Those who cannot do this, do this. Those who cannot do this, do this. So the division here is not horizontal. Right? It is vertical. Vertical division. The highest effort is. So here he says, what you need to do, those who do not fall into the earlier category means what? Those who should be able to prepare themselves very well, then come to Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Now we get into trouble. Sir, Shravana means what? Listening. What is he saying here? Listening. In a difference. Where also listening, this also listening. There's a difference between the two listening. Anybody listening, it doesn't mean the same place. The first one is with preparation. Shravana. Right. Anye Sankhena Yogena, he said, no. The last verse, 25. Those who follow that. Their Shravana means, in a very strict manner, Shravana means directly listening to the Shruti, Upanishadic study. Right. Upanishadic study requires preparatory study. Preparatory study means you should be familiar with few shastras. Few things you should know. You should be familiar with Vyakarana. You should have studied Tarka and Mimamsa. After studying the three, Vyakarana means language, grammar, logic. Tarka means logic. Then you have Mimamsa. Mimamsa is specific logic with reference to the Vedic study. How are you supposed to be deducing things from the statements of the Vedas? Right. All three you should have studied. So that's the preparation there. So you are well prepared to listen. Means You are ready with all this. So, verse 25, Anye Sankhya Yogena Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, there Shravana means listening to the original text. Right? Original text means what? Upanishad. Upanishads say the original text. Now, those who are not able to means those who do not have an access to the original texts, or those who are lacking that preparation. What about them? Imagine you don't know Sanskrit language. What happens? Shravanam not possible, sir. Why? You should have studied Vyakarana. Any one of you has studied Vyakarana here? No. Tarka? Mimamsa? Sir, we are hearing it for the first time. Oh, all this you are supposed to study. Yeah? I see. What do you do then? Does it mean you cannot gain the knowledge of the self? Krishna says, still you can gain the knowledge of the self. Even if you have not studied those things, still it is possible. This is one. So when he says listening to others, means listening to the masters who have realized it and communicating it not only through the traditional original texts, even vernacular texts also. You see, that is also possible. Purandaradasa's Kirtanas you listen to. Kabir Doha. Or this, you have Kanakadasa. All his vachanas, if you take. Profound there. Isn't it? So much of knowledge is there. In fact, they are saying the same thing. What's there in the Vedas, what's there in the Upanishad is what he is also giving. But he is giving it in the language which is different from the original language. What is the original language? Upanishads were in the language, Vedic language. Don't say Sanskrit, huh? It's a Vedic language. Now, the Vedic language is the original one. Now, that doesn't mean if you do not know that language, means you are left out. No chance for you to gain the knowledge of the self. Knowledge of the self you can still gain. Only thing is what? You have to listen. And that's what he says here. Supreme, having heard from others. What is that others? Who are others? You are hearing from someone else. Who is that someone else? Those who speak in English also. Possible. Daffodils. You can still read daffodils and say it's covering the entire spiritual path. Daffodils. He is giving the path and the destination also. What happens? The sadhana krama he gives, also he gives the sadhya. What happens? Both he gives there. That's possible. You can still learn. Provided your ears are open. So he says, those who learn from this, meaning those who are not capable of doing, another angle is those who are not capable of doing self-study, self-reflection. So they cannot do that, self-study not possible. Manana not possible for them. Reflection not possible for them. So those who cannot do self-reflection, what they should do? listen from others. Listen to those people who have done the reflection. Keep listening to them, keep listening to them, keep listening to them, keep listening to them. By listening to them again and again and again, you gain. Very good, sir. That's exactly what I'm doing. Every day, morning till night, YouTube. I keep browsing. That is not what he's saying here. You better don't do that. Hmm? And I say that my lecture is also there in YouTube. The useless one. I say it's okay because of only one reason. Otherwise, they keep calling me and asking. I want to have, July 17th, class. I want. Fellow sent a mail. I told her to reply. We have not had class on July 17th. What you give? This is only for you to listen second time. First time itself is complicated. Second time, where yeah. Listening to. When you are not able to do your own, then what you have to do, sir? Another option you have is to surrender to someone, whoever it can be. Need not be having that traditional, because if you go to the traditional system will demand preparation from your end. It will demand preparation. He'll say, have you studied Vyakarana? It will ask. First thing they will ask is, do you know Sanskrit? I don't know Sanskrit, sir. So now suddenly there is a group who says, now I'm going to learn Sanskrit. It's like saying, I'm going for spoken English class to study Shakespeare. It's good to go for spoken English class. I'm not saying you don't go for that. Go for it. But then you cannot go to spoken English class and read Shakespeare and understand. You see, that language needs to be mastered in a different level. So just because you can, you go to some Sanskrit class. I'm learning Sanskrit so that I can study Bhagavad Gita, so that I can read, Kena Upanishad. Wasting your time. I'm not saying, Krishna is saying. Because you can listen through others also and still cross over. You see, if you take the position of I'm going to teach, then the rules are very different. See, if you say that I'm studying this for my growth, then you need not. It need not be from this. But what is required there? This is a must. Worship the Supreme having heard from others. How? By taking refuge in what they've heard. How you have to do? You have to surrender there. You got to listen. How to listen? Immediately ask, how to listen? How to swim? How to swim? How to swim? What you will do? Huh? By swimming only you can swim. Right? How to type? By typing only you will learn typewriting, no? How else you will learn? How to ride a bicycle? By riding the bicycle only you learn to ride a bicycle. Same way. That's art. Any art. How do you learn drawing? You can't learn drawing by looking at drawings. Wow, what a beautiful drawing. And I see every class, few fellows will be standing there and looking at it. I don't know what they are looking there. Standing there and admiring. Wow. What do you know about it? Have you ever tried drawing Simply see, because it's hanging there. Only by drawing, you can learn drawing. How to draw, sir? Draw. How to listen, sir? Listen. Isn't it? How to talk? Talk. How to talk now? What else you will say? Talk. How to dance? Dance. By dancing alone, you can dance. Those who have never danced cannot dance. Amazing, how life is. Science is not like that. Science is a different dimension. Art. Listening is an art. Now, how do you listen? How do you listen? Only by listening you learn listening. There's no other way. So that's why he puts it second time. Listen from others. How? By taking refuge in listening. Whatever they have heard. Which means they have their commitment to what they have heard. That's it. I straight away commit to that. Whatever you hear from your guru, commit yourself. That's the problem for us now. Listening is not a problem. I mean, hearing is not a problem. That's what you do, YouTube. Scroll. What are you doing? You're not listening. You are hearing. That's not listening. Listening means what? Listening should have this. Worship the Supreme by taking refuge. Taking refuge means what? Surrender into it. No, you got to surrender to what you have heard. This is advice to those people who cannot question, those who cannot think. Remember, conditions applied. The condition is those who are not capable of thinking. And when I say this, immediately all of you will say what? Appada, I am a thinker, sir. If you are a thinker, first question you will ask is what? When you take a textbook in any subject, first thing you are supposed to ask is what is the level of the text? Is it an introductory text or it is an advanced text? If it is an advanced textbook, what are you supposed to do? You should have completed the introductory text and then only you are supposed to come for advanced text. Now you come to Bhagavad Gita class. If you are a thinker, you would have asked this question to yourself first. Sir, what is the level of the text? Bhagavad Gita is at what level? It's meant for everybody. Of course, it is meant for everybody. Everything is meant for everybody only. Correct, no? Car is meant for everybody. Cycle is meant for everyone. Correct. Everything is produced by everybody, is for everything only. Now, which car manufacturer is going to say, no, I think, I will go only with these people, not for others? There's no such thing. Everyone wants everybody to have it. That doesn't mean you should be qualified to take it. What is the level, or is there any preparation required for me to study that? Nothing we go by. We simply go. Why? It's available now. I say those masters were never kept themselves available to the world. The true masters were never available to the world. They disappear. You have to go in search of them. Even if you go in search of those masters, after knowing that you are a master, they will ask you to wait for 1 year. Prashnopanishad. 6 disciples go together. Who are the six? Six university deans. There are six university deans there. All the six university deans go to a person. They ask him, sir, we wanted to learn. And that fellow says, you stay with me for 1 year. If I know the answers, I will tell you. People are beautiful. What a master he must be. If I know, I will answer your queries. I'll clear your doubts. Don't worry, definitely I'll clear. Provided I know the answer. 1 year they were staying there. What are they doing? Six fellows washing one fellow's clothes. Not that he is having, layer after layer clothes. One dhoti, or maximum two dhotis. And it's not they keep changing dress, in a day 5 times, 7 times, 10 times. Not like that. He puts on the dhoti in the morning, now whole day there's one dhoti will be there. That's all. The next day he'll wash it. Then what you do? You've got to visualize that. What they would have been doing for 1 year, sitting. 6 fellows are there. People are there staying in a hut. In the hut, what cleaning you will do? Even if you keep cleaning. Too much of cleaning, if you do not, the hut will disappear. You cannot do that also. You keep wiping, it will go away. That's truthful, no? It will go away. So what are they going to do? They would have brought food. For one fellow, 6 fellows bringing food. But Bahasura or what? Yes. What are they doing? Actually, no work. If you strictly see, there's no work actually for them. And neither people are there waiting for somebody to come and do. He has his own routine to do. He is going to do all those things. You are going to ask him to do. Yet, he says, 1 year you wait. That is verse 25. You see. So you must be a thinker who have the capacity to question, to reason. If you are not having it, then what to do? Listen. See, preparation I said, no? Karma you have to do. What is this? Karma yoga you have to do. If you have to do one karma, 101 rules are there. Which direction you have to face, what ingredients should be used, what sort of a kund you got to prepare, what mantras to be used, and what sort of a dhanam should be given. What is this? What? You have to know all those things. Right? And there are a lot of rules. Preparations are there. Now, if you are going to do that in 2 months, you got to prepare yourself. Like these people go, to the Sabarimala. They have to prepare themselves. 45 days they have to go through that Vrata. We have been there. You just decided to go previous night, next day morning you are there today. You can go, but nothing will happen to you. At best, you will come back with one selfie. A post in Instagram saying, I'd been to Sabarimala. No darshan you will have. No, I saw, you have seen, but that's not darshan. He's going to say, Yah pashyati sa pashyati. He who sees it, sees it. Everyone seeing there is not seeing. You have to prepare yourself. Karma has a lot of preparation. You got to prepare a lot. And preparation means there are a lot of rules. Rules are there. Listening, what is the rule? Let's say you come and sit in the class. Right, royally walk into the class. Why? Imagine there are 101 rules we give. What happens? Switch off your mobile phone is enough. People get angry. Huh? What karma you are fit? That's why today people are not doing ritual. We don't do any rituals, sir. That means you are unfit. If you are not fit to do even rituals, there is a chance of you coming to this Shravana Manana Nidya. Forget it. Try after 10-15 Janmas. Not before. No chance for you. But listening has no rules, you see. Karma has a lot of rules are there. Lot of disciplines are there. There are a lot of acharas and anushtanas are there. You have to be in a particular way to do it. And only few are qualified. Everyone cannot do it. So rituals demands a lot of conditions, disciplines, rules are there. Listening, what is the rules? What is the rule for listening? What should be there to listen?
Presence.
Huh?
Presence.
Are you ever present? Always absent only. Because mind is somewhere, body is somewhere. Where is a presence there? If you are having presence now, you don't need listening. You can do Nididhyasana. You are qualified for Nididhyasana. You don't come for Shravanam.
I don't know.
Yeah, first requirement is what, sir?
Mindfulness.
I don't know. That's the first requirement. When you don't know, how would you know somebody who knows someone who doesn't know? When you don't know Japanese language, can you see the difference between Japanese and Chinese language? So this is Japanese, that's Chinese. When you say, I don't know a particular subject, how will you know someone who knows and who doesn't know? You can never know. No? Suppose you come to a conclusion, I think this person knows. On what basis you will come to a conclusion? He speaks well. Somebody else have to vouch. Who is that somebody? That person also doesn't know. So, one who doesn't know, one ignorant person is vouching for a knowledgeable person, and based on that certification, you are listening to that knowledgeable person. The blind leading the blind. Any meaning in this? No, sir. That person is very knowledgeable. Then again, we go back to the first question. When you don't know, how will you know he knows? What? This is called thinking. Sir, I can't do all these things. You should have done this. If you have done this, the way you approach, the way you live, the way you conduct, your whole lifestyle would be very different. You will not be what you are. You will not be doing what you are doing now. It's impossible. But you are just continuing to live the way you have been living. What is the difference? Your life is just the same continuity. There is no difference. No, but it has made a lot of difference, inner difference, cosmetic differences. Then what to do? For those people, solution is what? Listen. How long to listen, sir? Till you get crossover. Just listen. Just follow. Just follow the authorities. Whoever you consider as an authority. Doesn't matter whether he is actually an authority or not an authority. May be knowledgeable, may not be knowledgeable. Maybe he is a Shrotriya, maybe a Brahmanishta. We don't know. I don't know that. But I have taken somebody to be this, something to be. It works. And there are empty number of proofs we have for that. Valmiki is a classic example of that. All of us know. Even a dumb person can pronounce Rama. You know that? Rama, that sound can be created. This fellow doesn't even know to pronounce Rama. You can imagine what sort of capabilities he must have had. Sort of personality that is. So Narada just points out the tree and says, Mara, that is, focus on that. And he became the Adikavi, master of the stories. If you take Ramayana, ranks number 1. Vedantic literature, if you take Yoga Vasishta, stands number 1. And Ramtirtha gives like that. He says, the elementary study, he gives the syllabus, spiritual syllabus, Vedantic, study. You want to study Vedanta? Yes, I'll give you the syllabus. What do you do first? First read Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam. Then study Panchadashi, Vivek Chudamani. Yes, sir. Then Bhagavad Gita. Then Upanishad. Then Brahma Sutra. Anything else? Last chance. Yoga Vasishta. Cover all this. And the best part of it is, the first text he gives is authored by Valmiki. Elementary one, Ramayana. The highest one is Yoga Vasishta, again authored by same Valmiki. A man who can't even pronounce Rama. Amazing. Mukam karoti vachalam. This is a Mukam karoti vachalam. So eloquent he is. Eloquent to the extent where he can address people with stories like Ramayana, give that knowledge. And the descriptions and all that, if you see, the beauty, amazing text, Ramayana. You come to the philosophical depths of analysis. Ignorance he classifies into 7 parts. Ignorance. What is ignorance? He says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is ignorance. Ignorance has 7 divisions, it seems. Ignorance now, I should not even say it is ignorance. It is actually asat, what is not there. It's not ignorance. What is not there? Nothing, how will you divide to 7? My God, what an analytical ability. The person must be having that penetrative capacity to go to that depth. Yoga Vasishta. Ramtirtha says, You read Yoga Vasishta, it is impossible for you not to realize the self. No chance. But before you go to Yoga Vasishta, you should have completed Brahma Sutra. Before you read Brahma Sutra, you should have studied the Upanishads. Before you study the Upanishads, you should study the Gita. Before you study the Gita, Vivek Chudamani, Panchadashi, etc. And then before that, you should have studied these things. Sir, all this is too much for me. What should I study? He gives one more. I can't say that. A controversy after class. No. Amazing one. Says, just listen, man. Yet others not knowing this. Worship Supreme having heard from others. Just surrender. Like Valmiki. He heard from Narada. And he doesn't even know that Narada is a Deva Rishi and all that. He thought Narada is one more fellow. That's all. He doesn't know what is the greatness of him and all that. You know, that Narada just said this. So those who cannot do their original thinking, those who are incapable of probing, analyzing, reasoning, what they should do is just surrender to whatever is heard. Then what happens? He says, they too cross beyond death. They too go beyond death, he says. "27.
यावत् सञ्जायते किञ्चित् सर्वं स्थावरजङ्गमम् क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञसंयोगात् तद्विद्धि भरतर्षभ यावत्
सञ्जायते किञ्चित् सर्वं स्थावरजङ्गमम्
क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञसंयोगात् तद्विद्धि भरतर्षभ.
Whatever being is born, moving or unmoving. Oh, Bharata Rishabha, bull among the Bharatas. Know that to be the union of Kshetra, field, and Kshetrajna, knower of field. Kshetrajna Sanyoga. The Sanyogam should happen, the union should happen. All that is Stavara Jangama. Stavara means unmoving. Jangama means moving. Like the plants, the trees and plants are living beings, but they don't move. There is lack of water here in this season, so let us shift to the other place. Trees can't say that. If there is water, if there's no water, they die. That's all. So that's what they do. No, that is Stavara. Jangama means that which is moving. So the beings were classified into two: unmoving beings, moving beings. All that, whatever form, the moving and unmoving can be in any form. That being, Sattvam is that being. Whatever they are, all of them were nothing but what? Is a union of Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Kshetra we have seen, Kshetrajna we have seen already. He has already explained it. Kshetrajna is the pure consciousness. Kshetra is the matter. It's a union of the two. Sanyoga. Sanyoga means the union. And now people do that analysis of what type of union that is. Right? The union, there are a lot of ways, no? Amalgamation, the joints, this and that joints, and the product will carry the properties, no? This property is there, that property is there. But then it will not appear any of this, are totally different. What type of union he says? There are various types of unions they analyze, and finally they come to what type of this union, Sanyogam, what type of a union this is. And I give a beautiful example. Atmabodha gives an example. It's like fire and iron ball. See, fire is bright and brilliant. Iron ball is black. Fire is warm. Iron is chill by itself. Right. This property and that property totally different. But then you put that iron ball into fire. Initially, you can see the difference. There is fire and there is a ball. And you can see that fire enveloping the ball and the fire also gaining that shape. And you can clearly see they are two different things. Now, where is iron ball? Iron ball is not standing separate from the fire now. Now, the iron ball is inside the fire. Sanyogama has happened. Right. Allow that iron ball to be inside that fire for a longer period. What happens? Slowly, you will see the difference between the iron and the fire disappearing. After a point, you will not be able to decipher where is iron, where is fire. See, there is no more iron ball then. That is the Sanyoga here. The Sanyogam is that. How this Kshetra and Kshetrajna, because of that constant association with the Kshetra, the Kshetrajna started to accepting the properties of the Kshetra. And now the Kshetrajna appears as Kshetra. Like the iron ball is appearing as fireball. No longer it is iron ball, it is a fireball. It is full of fire, sir. That's the superimposition. The property of the body is perishable. It is born, it grows, it exists, dies. This is the property of the body. Property of the consciousness is what? Neither birth, nor growth, nor death. That is the property of the consciousness. Kshetrajna property is that. The Sanyogam is what now? The property of the consciousness is got superimposed on the body, and the property of the body got superimposed on the consciousness. So you started believing that consciousness is dying, consciousness is born, the consciousness is growing. When the body is born, body is growing, body is dying. Right. Body is inert, insentient. That insentient body appear to be sentient to you. That's Sanyogam. You're all with me? What is the Sanyoga he is referring to? Kshetra, Kshetrajna Sanyoga means this properties got interchanged, mixed up. The mixed up property is the one who knows that. Now, what he is saying here is, with that knowledge, what you are listening to or whatever sadhana that you do, all those things should be leading to what? Leading to this fundamental understanding what? There has been a Sanyoga between Kshetra and Kshetrajna. That is the reason for the moving and the unmoving. That is the cause of the presence, birth of the beings. The Sanyogam is the cause, the misunderstanding. So what do you have to do? You have to keep the properties of the Kshetrajna with Kshetrajna, the properties of the Kshetra with Kshetra. Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Give unto the Lord what belongs to the Lord. As simple as that. Superb teacher he is. Such a great, profound knowledge. He gives in a very casual way. He says, should we pay tax or not? They ask Christ. He's paying tax. He asks them, whose impression is there on the coins? The king's. That means it belongs to the king. Given to him what belongs to him. Given to the Lord what belongs to the Lord. They're coming and asking, what is the confusion? That's what he is giving here. Is bull among the Bharatas. Bharata Rishabha. You're a hard-working fellow. Right? Wouldn't that work? Understood is this. You need to work. You need to understand. You need to slog to understand the Sanyoga. Once you understand that Sanyoga, consciousness is enlivening the matter, creates beings. That's all you need to understand. So once you understand that, with the effort, so 25, 26, effort. 27, with that effort, what sort of an understanding you will get? With that understanding, what you see, what you understand is the next one. 28, 29. See, beautiful flow. So 25, 26, effort. 27, he is giving, with that effort, what is your inner understanding? What is your primary understanding? What will be your essential conviction? And with that conviction, what you understand? That property is this property belongs to this. So I don't mix those things. Now it's all mixed up. The mix-up is not like our mixer. Chivda. Chivda easy. All that you have to do is what? Sit and segregate. This Sanyoga is like water and milk. You need that Annapakshi to come and remove that. See, Annapakshi alone can do it. Now they have started saying it's a mythological one. It's not a real bird. It is not there, extinct. Obviously, who must have killed it? All the dairy farms, they'll know, no? Segregate. Separate the water from milk. So the Sanyoga here is not like Chivda. Chivda mixer is very easy. Easily you can remove that. But here, the Sanyoga has happened like this as milk and water. Remove that. Then what will happen? Says 28. Hmm.
समं सर्वेषु भूतेषु तिष्ठन्तं परमेश्वरं विनश्यत्स्व विनश्यन्तं यः पश्यति स पश्यति समं सर्वेषु भूतेषु तिष्ठन्तं परमेश्वरं विनश्यत्स्व विनश्यन्तं यः पश्यति स पश्यति.
He who sees the Supreme Lord abiding equally in all beings as the imperishable amongst the perishable, he sees. A very, very popular coinage from the Gita. Yaha pashyati, saha pashyati. He who sees, sees. Whoever sees it, sees it. What does he see? And what do we see? There is a difference. Right. Now here, pashyati, seeing. Seeing doesn't mean physical seeing. You see, seeing is done by the eyes. Right. But there is another eye apart from your fleshy eye. That's the buddhi. You see through something beyond. Ya pashyati, sa pashyati. What is visible to us is the building. What is invisible is the foundation. Burj Khalifa. No? You go, and they have a tour also for that. Building, what are you going to see? The house, building there. And you have to pay $50 for that. You go and see. Imagine this. I have seen all those things, sir. Now I want to see the foundation. Can you see the foundation? Foundation you cannot see. Foundation is imperceptible. Building is perceptible. Ya pashyati, saha pashyati. He who sees the building sees the foundation, understands the foundation, understands the depth of the foundation. Such a high rise building to exist. What is the depth and the solidarity of the foundation must have been. He understands that. You see, that's what he means by ya pashyati, sa pashyati. He who sees, sees. So there are two things. One is the effect, another is the cause. He who sees the effect sees the cause. Ya pashyati, sa pashyati. Now all of us see the effect and get carried away by the effect. That's the problem. We want the effect. Everyone desires the effect. Everyone desires the effect of detachment, the effect of renunciation, the effect of knowledge. That everybody wants. But what sort of an effort, the slogging has gone behind that? The price that has been paid for this. Do you see that? You don't see. Very successful, lucky, sir. He just dismiss it, he is lucky, What do you mean lucky? It's all past samskaras, No samskaras. No, but past samskaras came by itself. Hmm? What slogging the fellow must have done? Effortlessly he gets it. Oh, how you get effortlessly? If Rahul Dravid is able to play the drive effortlessly, it's because of what? Huh? Hours of practice. Hours of practice, hours together, and correcting the defense for you to get that ability to steer through. Hmm? The Rahul Dravid is a good test cricket player, sir, but not for one day. You know that? People used to say that Rahul Dravid is very good for test cricket, sir, but not for one day. And there was a time in his career, Indian cricket team would not exist without him. Not test cricket. One day. Tendulkar, they can afford to make him sit. Not this fellow. Became such an important person. Yeah, he's very good for one day, sir, but not for 2020. Ganguly, Tendulkar, all those fellows retired from 2020. This fellow will play it. You know, how how can you have? You see that growth of a person. This is growth. We all admire him. We see, wow, fantastic! What a fantastic thing, sir! It's so interesting to see, so inspiring to see. But what amount of price he had to pay to reach there? Hmm? That we don't see. That's what he says. Ya pashyati, sa pashyati. He who sees the effect, sees the cause, understands the cause. That's what he's saying there. That ability to see. Ya pashyati, sa pashyati. That ability to see something beyond the obvious. That penetrative understanding he gets. That's called Ya Pashyati Sa Pashyati. He who sees it, sees it. That penetrative thinking he gets, penetrative capacity he gets. That's what is, pictorially represented as the third eye of Shiva, or they refer to as Jnana Chakshu, the eye of wisdom, which is very different. Fleshy eye, we have two eyes to have one vision. Jnana Chakshu is only one. With one, he sees everything. You see that, no? Our eyes are designed in one way. That eye is exactly opposite. This is horizontal, now that is vertical. There are two here. There's only one there. That one is far more powerful than the two. What is that? The capacity to see beyond the obvious. See, you see something, you see, yeah, this is what it is, sir. But you must have the capacity to go beyond this and see. That perceptive power is what he is referring to as he who sees, sees. He who has that penetrative capacity to see beyond the ordinary. He is the one who has realized. Then what is eye you have? He who sees, sees. Beautiful terminology. Yah pashyati, sah pashyati. We had that in our T-shirt, Academy. You have seen that? He who sees, sees. Beautiful wordings. He who sees, sees. Yah pashyati, sah pashyati. That's the effect, remember. The effect of verse 25, 26. So, what happens when you do that effort? You will start seeing things beyond. That's what we used to say. You should be able to understand the books we used to read. Ramji have completed the reading, the book. He used to say, hey, have you read what I have not written there? Have you read what is not there? That I am seeing a lot, Swamiji. Our penetration is like that. Say, what is not there? That's what he used to say, as reading between the lines. Reading between the lines is what? Emptiness. There's nothing there. But you must have the capacity to understand things which are not told, not even hinted, not even suggested. See, there are certain things which will be hinted. You see, that is far superior to a person who just understands what is told. Right? Then suggesting, few things will get suggested. You may pick it up, you may not pick it up. That shows your capability, your intellectual capability. Now, what is not told, what is not hinted, what is not suggested, you should be able to capture. அதுதான் யா பஷ்யதி சா பஷ்யதி. You listen to. What do you listen to? What do you read? What do you see? People talk, you hear, and what do you understand from what they say? One thing is you understand what they say. Another thing is to go beyond what they have not said, but it is there. That power is what is referred to here as Yaha Pashyati, Saha Pashyati. If you can see it, you see it. How do you develop that capacity? Is that not by seeing? Right. Now what to do, sir? Get some, magnifying glass. Nothing will, you can't see. Magnifying glass, now you will see emptiness magnified. The power to see something beyond. Beautiful coinage, that is. Yaha Pashyati, Saha Pashyati. See you next class.